You were at the planning meeting yesterday as
I
well,
was, yeah.
and you were a little bit upset at the end.
I'm just frustrated and disappointed, I think, having sat there for a couple of hours. And, it was disappointing from my side, especially that some of the councillors didn't seem to realise that the work that's ongoing and how involved we are in the community through Shrewsbury Town and the community, and some of the stuff that we do, even for the finals, etc., being played on the main pitch. And that's a frustration because they just didn't seem to grasp some of the facts, um, and obviously hadn't done their homework on the activities that the football club is all about. But the biggest disappointment for me is that the club isn't seen, in my opinion, from their comments yesterday, as being the heart of the community. And I do believe that the football club should be at the heart of the community, and I do believe we are making major strides, and we have made major strides with our community department, and the numbers that they're engaging with in the local population to help the local community improve, whether it's education or health or well-being for all ages. And that's a disappointment.
I suppose as well, in the day we put out the community's annual review, which people can read and see the work that they've done over the last year and what a difference it's made over the 21 years.
Absolutely. I think I would urge everybody to read the annual review and take stock of what the club has achieved. And to be fair, Jamie's done a phenomenal job, certainly since I've witnessed what I've seen in the last 9 months. He's done a really good job to try and expand it further. We are, as a club, very keen to promote the club as much as we can in the local community. We want the badge seen everywhere around Shropshire, because at the end of the day, for me, that's the way we're going to get more supporters. If people actually, we're seen as a community engagement tool that goes around people, helping people with their lives, then hopefully they're going to say, well, do you know what, Shrewsbury Town did something for my son or my daughter or my gran or whatever it might be, and maybe start and support the football club.
And part of the two decisions yesterday, the second one on the move of the community pitch, is basically to allow the community department to continue that development.
Well, at the moment the community department don't have a facility that they can call their own, if you like. The planning officer made it very clear to the councillors yesterday in the second part, which was the variation to move the 106. Obviously the Liddell site, where it is, the proposed site, was down as with the Power Leagues as an area for community use, for community pitch. The club have always, over the years, used the main stadium pitch for all the school finals, all the amateur finals, and etc. We've used the main pitch because we've actually felt it was better for everybody to get that experience, and never actually needed to use the pitch, which is obviously where the Liddell site would be. And the planning officer made it clear that, to the councillors, what they were basically deciding, the long and short of it was, is the pitch where Liddell, where the proposed site would be, is it of inferior quality to the new proposed community pitch, which is the existing training pitch? Now, it's quite clear to everybody that it's a far better facility, because the first team use it on a daily basis. Anybody who's walked over the community, what is the current Liddell site, or the community, would say, well, do you know what, there's no drainage, it's not very flat, and to be honest, it just beggars belief. One councillor, to be honest, we actually said when he looked at it, he thought it was better than the training pitch. And to be honest, that just absolutely astonishes me. We obviously now have to do a bit more work, to try and get this over the line. But the frustrating thing is, it was an opportunity yesterday for the councillors to pass the two motions that were there, and we could then have started to move ahead. Jamie could then would have his own facility sooner rather than later, for him to start and engage with more people. That obviously having his own facility would allow him to enhance his community activity, and give him a bit more control. But that's obviously now delayed. We now need to do more work to prove that what we're trying to do is the right thing, which to me is just an absolute no-brainer. I still can't quite get my head round. You can probably tell I'm still a bit frustrated yesterday listening to it and not being able to take part, but it's just a frustration. We need to get over it, we need to deal with it, we need to show people that what we're doing. I think a lot of the supporters realise what we're trying to do here, understand that what we're trying to do is bring the club forward, try and move the club forward. Obviously Liddell development and the moving of giving an existing pitch which is drained and properly maintained, which it is just now for the first team, to be able to use by the community, and actually provide something. It makes perfect sense for us to have this facility for the community. We want to enhance what we do in the community activities. So to have it the own pitch, to me is just a no-brainer when we're planning to move to the new pitches out at Sundorn.
I think with the two decisions yesterday, so basically Liddell application passed,
Yep.
and this one deferred. So what do we need to do now over those few weeks to sort of change the minds?
So the next meeting is just prior to Christmas. Obviously, from my point of view, I'm going to do a guide to a simple guide to the pitches, the background to it. There was even talk yesterday about our training ground and how this was a community pitch, so it was a community loss. But then I look back, well, it's in the club's ownership. It's been private land since 1996, and prior to that it was owned by MEB, and it was their community facility for their staff. So I don't know where some people get their information from sometimes, and that was really frustrating. But we move forward. We need to try and make it clear, maybe make the argument a bit clearer. We'll obviously talk to our own planning agents, and we'll be in touch with Liddell, who've been in touch this morning again. They're obviously very frustrated too. But we move on and we try and get this through, which, to be honest with you, is to the benefit not just of Liddell, but to the benefit of the local people as well. Not just for the discounted food store, but also to enhance our community development for the local people.
I guess as well it's sort of part of a domino effect of investment, because the investment at Sundorn and the pitches frees up the one at the back. Absolutely. And allows the community to move to that. Well,
this is it, and that was what the planning officer said yesterday, that you know basically they had to just decide that the long and short of the variation to the 106 was the club providing a better facility, an option for a better facility than what is existing. Well, we've got a grass area out there, and we've then got a grass pitch out the back of this house stand. So yes, it's actually a bigger site. The planning officer made that clear as well. It was a bigger pitch than what is existing. It's obviously lined and it's ready and it's drained and it's been in use. So yes, for my most people would say yes, it's definitely a better one. And the other point was, for the football club, are the first team pitches going to be a better quality than what they're at just now? So is it basically as a domino effect, as you say, of getting better quality surfaces for everybody? And yeah, well, we spent nearly £200,000 on the pitches out at Sundorn, because we needed to make it fit for purpose for the first team to be able to use throughout the whole season. Because obviously there's been issues with drainage, and you need to make sure you get drainage right. And I don't quite think people understand what we have invested and what we're investing in Sundorn to make it a facility for the first team, which then, as you say, is a knock-on effect that we can then provide a community pitch at the stadium, which is a perfect fit for us, because we're bringing more people to the stadium and providing a facility that we can hopefully enhance our community activity.
And if and when it goes ahead, it gives Jamie that chance to bring in more funding. The Liddell deal brings in more funds to the club to allow that development to happen.
Well, I think it's a win-win for Shrewsbury Town Football Club and Shrewsbury Town and the community. Jamie obviously had plans or how they would to run it, and how it would actually help. We've had a number of meetings with local boys clubs, etc. There is need for facilities, and we're going to basically provide a training pitch which is used by the first team just now purely for community use. So I'm quite astonished. I've obviously been to a number of planning things before in similar circumstances, but I was quite astonished yesterday when I came out of the meeting.